Everyone, welcome back to Sports Kabri with me here, Adi and Rishi. And guys, we are just about a week away from the UEFA Champions League final between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. Of course, it's probably not the final that many expected. It's very weird to have Dortmund in the final, given the other teams that were there in the competition. Probably the likes of PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, or Barcelona were slightly favorites on the other side, but regardless, they've made it here, and it's going to be a thrilling finale. I'm sure not a lot of people would have had Real Madrid beating Manchester City either, but they're here as well. So I don't know where to start. Adi, looking at this final, and we've seen so many finals in the past. Can you ever predict what can happen in knockout football? Because it's real crazy and it's very hard, at least from my perspective, to predict what can happen and who the finalists can be each year.
Yeah, to be fair, I think when it comes to UCL over the past, I don't think I've ever felt like an underdog can ever win a UCL. Like, you look at the past 10 years, at least whatever I watch now, I always realize, at the end of the day, it's going to be the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid, the teams that are always in form with the better quality, right? I don't think, at least from my perspective in my era where I watch football, especially UCL, I've never seen an underdog win. Like, you can find that maybe in the cup competitions in domestic leagues like FA Cup,
Yeah.
Spanish, Copa del Rey, etc. But when it comes to the UCL, I think that's where it's similar to the World Cup. Is the highest stage of football in terms of quality. The top teams are going to play in it, and maybe the only time I've ever seen an so-called underdog win was maybe the Chelsea versus Man City. I mean, but again, you look at Chelsea; they still had high quality players. So, like, to be fair, on this day, it's more of the quality of players and the big players where they shine it, in likes of Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo over the years. It's just when the big guys show up.
Yeah. Yep. Rishi, of course, I mean, I'm at least hoping for an underdog story. I really hope Dortmund win this, and what a fitting farewell it would be for Marco Reus. But do you see it happening against this Real Madrid team, who probably we can say are not the most? Have they been extremely exciting, or have they been extremely convincing to say to you that they are going in as sure shot favorites to win this?
I mean, that's the thing when it comes to Real Madrid and Champions League football, they've never had to be extremely convincing over two legs for 180 minutes to get through, right? You've seen a lot of times their opponents have ended up playing better football. Like you see the other teams creating better, say, chances or like dominating the ball, and Real Madrid most of the time are just tidy in defense. They keep it very compact. They defend their box well, and they have they have good midfielders who can feed their attackers who exploit spaces in behind. Like that's been the story of Real Madrid over the years. So they've never had to be that convincing for them to win the league, and I don't see this team or this Real Madrid side being any different either.
Okay, interesting. Adi, again with Real Madrid and going into this game, I don't know. What do you think the tactical approach will be? Because it is not, they're not facing a Bayern or they're not facing a Manchester City. What do you think their approach should be?
Dude, I don't think they're going to change much, okay? In terms of Real Madrid, we know the starting 11 is going to be the same. In terms of keeper, maybe I think Courtois returns. I don't think Lunin is going to get the nod ahead. Because, again, Courtois has been in the stage before. He's already kept the UCL finals, last year against Liverpool. And he's also won it that time. And in terms of keeper, even though Lunin has performed well, in the entire UCL group stage, I'd still expect Courtois to start. But apart from that, their starting 11 is going to be the same, in terms of what they played against Bayern, right? You'll have their back four with, Nacho, Rudiger, the Carvajal, and Ferland Mendy. I think he'd start. Then midfield three, I think it's going to be the same with Kroos, Fede Valverde, Encho Emeni, and then you have Bellingham, Rodrigo, Emeni. So I don't think they have to change much in terms of the starting 11. But the thing is, it's going to be a Dortmund side. The underdogs is this time for sure. Like, in terms of Bayern, the previous two teams they played, which was City and Bayern, we could have always said, Bayern and City can give a, good battle to Real Madrid. And, it was always a 50-50 both the legs. But this time, they're coming in as the sure favorites. Uh, that's going to be interesting because I don't think over the past few UCL seasons we've ever, at least from an outside point of view, have seen such a, you know, difference and disparity in terms of teams, right? Look at all the finals. We always
Yeah.
generally find the top two teams apart. Maybe the last time we would have found it was in Liverpool, Tottenham. Since then, it's always been these so-called top teams who were played. So that's the thing. I actually am interested how they're going to take it forward because I can't predict how they're going to play against the Dortmund side, who are also very good at counter-attacking. And I for sure know they're going to park the bus like next level because you saw the way they played against PSG. They were not interested in playing
Yeah.
football. They were just ready to park the bus and play off the set pieces and
Mhm.
etc. So it's going to be interesting how it goes forward.
So, Rishi, if it is going to be that way, I mean, both teams probably would have not liked to have much of the ball, but I think I go that what Adi's saying, that Dortmund will be the more defensive. And is it a game where it will be a sort of smash and grab, hopefully a set piece like what happened last time out for Dortmund, and that's how they win the game, or do you see them playing with a little more of the ball because Real Madrid themselves want to be a little defensive, they want to play on the counter?
I mean, you could say that Real Madrid prefer being defensive when it comes to teams that are a lot more comfortable on the ball, say like a City, like which their go-to game is dominating the ball. Like they don't City doesn't know anything other than dominating the ball. But I think Real Madrid have a lot more technicians who are comfortable. Like you see, Cruz is gonna. I'm fairly sure Cruz is gonna be the orchestrator of this game. Like he's gonna set the tempo. He's gonna be the one like sending those diagonals. He's going to be dictating, like pretty much, he's going to pretty much be the puppet master of the game. And you have players who are a lot more, who prefers playing it to the feet, who are a lot more patient than the Dortmund side. So I don't think Real Madrid will find it very uncomfortable to dominate the ball. And like Dortmund also, you could see them in the both the legs against PSG. Like they were defending the box really well. Their wingers were supporting their wing backs. You could see Sancho and Adeyemi were dropping back and supporting their fullbacks a lot more. And like they were defending their wide areas. They were keeping Dembele and Mbappe at bay. Like, and they had a tall striker in Fulkrug who they were pretty much playing off of. So their go-to game is pretty much set in stone. Like they're gonna be really compact. They're gonna defend their boxes and wide area as well. It's gonna be up to Real Madrid how they're gonna pick the lock.
Okay, Adi, in terms of setup, Dortmund, anything changing for you? Because they've got Daniel Malin pretty much back to full fitness. Apart from that, any changes? Because you just go with Sancho, Fulkrug, and Adeyemi up top, and then the three in midfield be Chan, Sabitzer, and Brandt. Anything else? Any differences that you'd want to see?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if Dortmund will try to play a back five. Maybe they might try it because apart from that, I mean, to be fair, if you look at the PSG game, it almost looked like a back five with Adeyemi playing like a left back itself. I don't know if they'll keep Adeyemi or get someone back in their defense because I feel like getting in someone like a Sula would help them maybe in terms of a game setup. But again, it'll be tough for them to counter attack because if you lose Adeyemi, they don't have the pace to carry the ball up front. Because apart from Adeyemi, I don't think they have any other ball carrier as such. Maybe Brandt, that's it. So yeah, it depends on how the coach is going to look at the game. Because if you're going to sit, and park the bus against Real Madrid, you need to have some pace in behind because you can't just uh, counter attack without having any pace, right? Because you see Real Madrid, they're always going to be a very physical team in terms of being able to catch back, and cut the transition off. So you need pace. But apart from that, I think it's going to be the same setup as they played against PSG. I don't think much changes. It just depends of how Real Madrid approach the game. For me, if Real Madrid are okay with giving up a chunk of the possession and they don't mind, letting Dortmund dominate the ball, which they can also let that happen. It's in terms of Ancelotti, I think he likes also sitting back. You saw that against Bayern in the first leg also. So if that's going to happen, you'll have to bank on Vinny, Bellingham, and Rodrigo trying to hit on the brakes again. And because I could see against PSG, Dortmund looked a bit wary. They got lucky when they even tried to park the bus. The problem with PSG was they never had that proper striker to finish it off for them, and
Yeah,
hit the ball 4 times in the legs.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
entire, and they had a good number of chances, right? And it was literally like a Kobel masterclass, and Slaughterback Hummels keeping it as tight as possible. But I just think, it depends on how both coaches look at the game itself. Like I feel like it's more about how Real Madrid want to control the tempo, because they're also very, like, they're like a chameleon. They can, if they want, they're happy to sit and counter attack. It's not like they want to keep the possession. Ancelotti is a manager who's, over the years, he has an experience. He's okay with, in terms of losing possession for, the better of the team, right? So just have to see how they take it forward.
Yep. Rishi, question for you. Jadon Sancho, of course, having his troubles at Manchester United, now goes and he's playing a UEFA Champions League final. What's the talk among the United fan base?
I mean, who would have thought? I was very shocked he didn't get picked for the England squad. After all, he had a brilliant 45 minutes against. Like, who would have thought he wouldn't get picked, man? But yeah, I mean, fair enough. If you're doing well, if your team's doing well, like best wishes. It's not like we have any animosity. Like, but yeah, I from a neutral perspective, I really wouldn't bank on Dortmund like seeing through Real Madrid. It's just that Real Madrid have a lot of quality. Like they have like I can't find any part, any like be it goalkeeping, defense, midfield or attack. I can't find any area where Dortmund are significantly better than Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, and also the fact that Dortmund, they conceded a lot of shots to PSG, like over the two legs. They conceded, I think, upwards of 40 shots. Like I'm pretty sure if
Yeah.
Real Madrid get like anywhere even 10 to 15 shots, they have enough long range shooters and clinical finishers who are gonna take half the chances that PSG got. So
Yeah.
they're gonna like Terzic has to clamp that down as well. So but of course they are a threat going forward. Like on the break, they are a threat. They have really good dribbler on one side and a ball carrier on the other side, plus a physical presence of a striker who can keep both the center backs occupied. I wouldn't write them off. It's just that they have to keep things tidy and they have to have precision. And yeah, they have to be on top of their game for 90 minutes. Like they can't have any sort of slip up.
Okay. Fair enough. Adi, who gets the fitting farewell with German? Toni Kroos or Marco Reus?
Roy is not retiring, but he's leaving Dortmund. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I see, bro. I want to see Royce win a trophy. He's been there for a long time. One of my favorite players since a kid, So I'd always love him to win, the UCL. But on the other hand, it's a team game at the end of the day. I don't even think Royce is going to start the game. If not, come
Yeah,
off the bench.
there's no way. I'm sure there's no way he'll go to start the game. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a thing, but I still think, having his quality also helps, because again, it's Royals and it's not like he's had a major drop off in terms of technical performances, etc. But I think it's going to be a tactical setup, is why most likely he won't start. And maybe if there's some huge injury, you never know. But yeah, but again, it's a team game, as I said. And when we look at Real Madrid, they just have the talent. If it's not Kroos, you have another 10 players who are all equally talented. So in that terms, unfortunately, I would like, my heart wants obviously Royce to win, but my head says, it's gonna be Real Madrid.
Fair enough. Rishi?
No, I don't. I wouldn't think like it'll be a huge surprise if Dortmund end up walking away with the trophy.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. Last question, Rishi, for you. After the season's over, Jadon Sancho, keep him or let him go? Manchester
No,
United.
no. Jadon Sancho's done at United, dude. Like every good performance of his, I'm like the United fan in me. I'm just like, yes, that's another 5 million. That's another 10 million. And the number of Twitter posts that Dortmund put also, I'm like, yes. Like so all this is gonna come back and haunt them only when we're gonna demand like 50, 60 million from them. Like the more
Yeah.
like if he ends up putting a good shift in the UCL, that's again gonna benefit us. Like his price is gonna go up. So it's a win-win for both of us.
But who's gonna
Okay.
buy him?
Hopefully PSG. That's like our safety net. Like any forward that is up in the market, like PSG will end up going for them. Like they need to buy a wide forward as well.
They do already have. They have Dembele. They have,
But who's gonna replace Mbappe?
Yeah, Mbappe is going to be the striker, so they'll mostly go for some striker in terms of Leao or Osimhen. So I don't think
but-
they're going to look at Sancho anyways.
I don't know, man. Let's just hope PSG is a PSG.
Yeah. let's see. Let's see. Okay, guys. That was our UCL final preview. I think it's going to be. I mean, of course, like most Champions League finals, it's going to be fun. All the Champions League games up until now have been amazing. I think the season has really delivered as far as the neutrals perspective is concerned. So yeah, thanks Adi, thanks Sushi for joining in, guys. Everybody, please like and share the video, subscribe to Sports Kabri, and I will be back. See you.